guys, this is Dan with 13 North. We are in Allegheny State Park in western New York, and we are, more than one of us, we are doing a backpack overnight hike off onto a trail. So we're going to be able to test some pretty fun stuff here and see how it all goes. We are on Patterson Trail, and we are looking at some pretty country out here. I'll show you. Yeah, that's pretty. Fortunately, my battery life does not have a whole lot of life left, so I'm going to go ahead and kill it, and like I said, we'll review a couple things and see what we got. Alright, in the meantime, we're going to look out for fun stuff like bears. Had to drop the pack a little bit because it gets pretty heavy out there. This is pretty much what we're dealing with here. Some pretty good, thick, dense forest. Now this is a good time to mention that when you're wearing your pack, I did not do anything that I wasn't supposed to do, but if you're carrying an overnight pack, you never want it to weigh more than 30% of your body weight, okay? So giving you an example, if you are 100 pounds, you don't want your pack to be more than 30 pounds. That's a third of your body weight. 200 pounds, 60 pounds, and so on and so forth, okay? I'm sure that there's some cutoff limit with it, because if you're like, 500 pounds, I don't think that 200 pounds or 190 pounds would really be a viable weight for you to carry a pack, or 1,000 pounds, 300 pounds, so on and so forth. But the gist of it is 30 your body weight. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. That's one of my little tips for the day, and I'm gonna pop this pack back on and start muscling it up. We made it to our lean-to, which is about 3 miles out into the woods. I'm probably looking kind of like a hot mess right now. We're gonna make a fire, and we're gonna try out this bad boy. Now don't make no mistake, we have a hatchet just in case. But this is what we're starting off with, is the Commando saw. I believe it was about $3 or $4. I'll get you a price. I don't have it right here with me. Yeah, look right here for the price. It never gets old, does it? All right, so we'll see how it works out. All right, guys. So this is the saw, and what you do is you put one hand in, wrap it around, and then put the other hand into this strap. Hold on to the strap, and then you just walk it back and forth until it's nice and easy. There you go. Damn, that thing sticks.
Try it on something small.
We'll try it on something smaller. Try it on this little guy here. That seems to work a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, I cut through a good amount of this one over here, but it just kept getting stuck. And when you're, like we just got done with about a 2.5–3 hour hike, and it yeah, when you get here you're pretty worn out. You just want to start a fire up. Sitting there wrenching that thing takes a lot of energy, and when it gets stuck you get frustrated, as you saw with me a moment ago. So yeah, this thing.
So does it work for twigs? Yeah. Does it work for logs? No.
Yeah, it does not work for cutting logs. Like you see the picture of the Mr. Muscle sitting there just wrenching that thing, and I don't think so. I don't think that would be a lumberjack tool. So just to save a little bit of aggravation, I'm going to switch over to this guy, and we'll go from there. Hi, this is Dan with 13 North. Today we're hunting little lizards. Let's see if we can find a little orange lizard. Is that not the cutest little guy you ever seen? Look at this guy. He's slow, but he ain't hurt nothing. He's gorgeous. Oh. That's pretty neat. Okay guys, so what we're going to use to start our fire tonight is we're going to use the Zippo cedar fire starter. Okay, the directions say to take it and unwrap it, obviously. There's one that's unwrapped. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to break it like so, and then into a quarter, like so. And that should be enough to start the fire up. So, when starting a fire, what you want to do is you want to start off with, like when I start off with a fire starter of some sort, usually what you do is you just keep building bigger. So you're going to start off with something small like this, and then you're going to build it into little twigs, and then from there you're going to go to little branches and then actual logs, and that's what I build the fire to be a little bit bigger. If you don't have something like this, little twigs, it's the same thing. This is just ground up cedar that's compressed. It's like a dust, as you can see. Watch. Guess I'm going to use a quarter of this just to grind it up and splinter my hands like a moron. So it's just like a little dust. Looks very similar to bacon bits. So we're going to start that fire now. See how it goes. The Zippo cedar fire starter seems to be working pretty good so far. Just had to light it and it lit right up. I tossed half of it in there just to kind of get everything going. The wood's a little damp because it rained last night, so we're doing what we can with it. But all in all, the cedar fire starter seems to be looking pretty good. Thanks, Zippo. So my wife, being the ingenuitive woman that she is, decided to make us all dinner. You're not allowed to cut that out. My wife's not allowed to cut that out. She doesn't like being on camera. Okay, so she was looking on Cracker Barrel, and she found these aluminum foil things, and she wanted to try to copy them a little bit, just for while we're out hunting. So she packed...
Hunting.
Sorry, not hunting. We're out camping. We'll edit that out, I think. So she made these, and they're pretty decent size. They look small, but just to give you a reference, here's my hand next to it. So they're pretty decent size. And the middle one is full of chicken legs and corn and potatoes and portobello mushrooms, and then on either side, this one or this one, have steak in them. And once they cook, she cooked them at home once, and they end up coming out like pot roast. Like, it just peels off and it's super good, super good. So that's our camping goods, or camping eats, or I'm tired. That 3-hour hike really kicked my ass. This is Matthew.
What's up, everybody?
There you go, that's Matt. And that's the,
by the way,
lady.
The hike was a breeze. No, I'm dead. I'm about to die.
So am I. Alright guys, so there we go. Okay, so to wrap up the hiking trip, we did the overnight lean-to on Patterson Trail in Allegheny State Park. The first thing that we tried to review was the Coughlin's Commando Saw, and the amount of energy that it took and burn just trying to get that. And the reason why it's not here with us today to do the final review of how great it is or whatever is because the thing actually snapped. I was getting frustrated with the motion getting stuck constantly, and then having to unwind it, come back in. I tried the wide, I tried the narrow. Quite frankly, it just didn't work. I'm sure that there are versions of that saw that do work, and I'm sure for a little twig it would work perfectly, but the reality of it is anything small enough that would work on, you can just break. There's no strength included in that. If you have enough strength to hike 3 miles, you have enough strength to snap a couple twigs to make a fire. It sounds kind of mean, but even with the price being as good as it was, I can't rank that. I mean, if it breaks and it's general use, I would not put that in my pack. I wouldn't put that in a survival pack. I wouldn't put that in an everyday pack. I wouldn't even put that in my lunch pack. So as far as that goes, I'm not even going to rank it. The stars, it earned no stars to me whatsoever. However, Coughlin's Pack Axe did come to the rescue. So on a positive note, Coughlin's, where the saw fell short, the axe came through with pride. It did Coughlin's proud. I would give that, I mean, it's just very basic, very light, very cheap. It did come with a nylon sheath also, rubber handle, and I'll present the price for you on the screen right now. And it is, like I said, it was worth every penny of what was paid for it. I would absolutely put that in my pack for an overnight hike just because of how light it was and how useful it was to get firewood going. Overall, I would rank that about a 4. Okay, for the final product that we did show during the overnight Allegheny hike was the Zippo fire starter. Now, when we hiked out there, it was damp. It rained pretty hard the night before. Being honest and not giving way too much credit to anybody, the Zippo fire starter is the only reason we got a fire started. End of story. I mean, all of the wood was damp. Somebody was nice enough, and it's good etiquette to do it for others as well. If you have extra firewood, be nice enough to put it under the lean-to for whoever comes after you, and hopefully they'll do it for you as they did for us. Okay, we showed up, there was some firewood underneath it. It was damp, it wasn't soaked. Everything else around us was pretty well wet. We were able to get it started without a hitch because of the cedar fire starter. So that definitely earned 5 stars in my book. That was a great product to have with us. I'm glad that we took it with us. It was super light. It weighs honestly next to nothing. It's wrapped in a cellophane, so even if it does crumble and break apart while it's in your pack, it doesn't go anywhere. It still stays condensed and packaged. So when you rip it open, you can still just spread it around like fertilizer or sod, and then light it up and it does the same thing. There were a few things that we were not able to record out there. Frankly, we were tired. The battery ended up dying. There was a lot of stuff that we just couldn't get through that we really wanted to, but we are going to have future videos coming up that I think you are going to enjoy that had to do with a lot of the gear that we took with us out on the overnight. If you like what you saw, please leave a like, leave a subscribe for more videos to come, and if you have any suggestions that you'd like to see us review or try or anything like that, survival tips, we'd be more than happy to give them a shot. Leave it in the comments below. And thank you very much for watching. This is Dan with 13 North.